Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm very excited to be coming to you today solo for a fresh new episode here for your Wednesday morning. It doesn't matter when it is you're listening. We hope the show is of some value to you, whether it's Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, or in 2025. We hope that it's still out there and new people come in and listen to the show all the time and continue to grow and become better people, better business owners, and just have better lives overall. What we want to get into today, man, this is going to be a fun show. We'll do a little preface here of what we're going to get into, and then kind of want to walk through where we're at here real time with family and business, because I know we have a lot of people follow in and we connect on social media and stuff, and they want updates of where we're at right now. So first off, what we're going to get into today, so stay tuned, get through these first 5 minutes of updates and things, and then we're going to get into some real meat and potatoes today. But we're going to get into simply a show title called The Power of You. And the power of you is something that has been on my mind recently, and how each and every one of us can become better people, and how we can grow ourselves and build better mindsets, build better networks and communities around ourselves, build better relationships, both with you and other people, and you and with the Lord, and you and with yourself, like there's you and with your spouse, all things involved there. So the power of you, that's what we're going to get into today, and things like that I think can be very, very beneficial, and some things that I'm doing personally to help myself right now. But first, real quickly, update here. So, Real Time Wednesday, we are less than 2 weeks away from having baby Jack. He is close on the way. Could have him tonight. Honestly, I don't know. By the time we're recording this, maybe he might be here by the time this drops, but I doubt it. I don't think we're going to be moving that fast. But he's coming pretty soon, so we're going to keep everybody updated. I don't know about the schedule of the show, so we previewed this on Marriage Monday. We are going to try to keep the schedule of the show 3 days a week like it is now, but I just don't know yet. I don't know what it's going to be like to be a dad. Like, I know a bunch of you out there have done it, and it's very cool, and I know it can be done, but I don't know what our challenges are going to be. We hope everything is healthy, and we get to come home in 4 to 8 hours, and life goes on, and we adapt, and we adjust, and we move on as normal. But it's going to be something. It's going to be a challenge for sure, and we're going to try to, like I said, I'm going to try to keep my head down and keep grinding and keep putting out good quality content and episodes. But if we miss one here or there in the next couple weeks or a month here, don't hate me. Just know that we are adjusting to life with a newborn, and we will try to get back on track as soon as we can. But he is going to be here soon. We're very, very excited. We covet everybody's prayers right now. It's just a fun time in life. I'm so glad to get to share it with each and every one of you. And go back on these shows. Maybe one day Jack can listen in and hear what we talked about before he was born. So hopefully some of that relates to you and can help you and be a benefit of you maybe in years to come. If you're looking at having children or some things that we discuss here on the show, and I'm sure we're going to talk even more about it on Marriage Monday stuff as he's here. We'll probably start transitioning into like some parenting talk and stuff, things we're learning and adapting to along the way. There's a lot of stuff out there. We are anywhere close to being a finished product, but we're working and trying our best every single day to get there. So if you're tuning in for the first time, thanks for tuning in. I am Jeremiah Jennings, and my wife Savannah. We host Marriage Monday podcast together that talks about marriage and people that are married and own businesses together and just building better relationships and things like that. And then if you're listening today, then you're here to listen to the traditional business show. We put those out on Wednesdays and Fridays, and we talk business. We do interviews. We do solo shows like we do today. Majority interviews, and we have another great one coming up here soon for you. And so just keep tuning in. Thank you for joining us. It's not I don't take it for granted that we get to do this and we get to put this content out there. So if you do enjoy it, leave us those big 5-star ratings and review here at the end of the show. If you enjoyed it, stay with us. Go through some of the archives. I think we got, 125 episodes or something like that now in the bank you can go back and listen to. Take a couple weeks to get caught up there. But if you do and you enjoy it, like I said, just leave those ratings and reviews, get caught up with us, and stay with us, and let me know that you connected and you are enjoying the content. And if you have any suggestions or helpful resources that we can use in the show or ways to get better, then reach out and let me know, because I really appreciate each and every one of you listening. I try to take a time almost every episode and say thank you to each and every one of you, because without you, the show isn't what it is. Like, the show doesn't exist. So thank you so much for listening and support along the way. If you have feedback you ever have feedback, good and bad, we want it all. We want to see how we can get better, how we can grow, and how we can just continue to grow the community one relationship at a time through you, and we'll do it the best way we can. So, I got to take a breath now. That's a lot of talking, a lot of fast talking as well. So I think without any further ado, let's hop into it. Let's get into the power of you. So mainly what I want to talk about today is how important we are to ourselves. And you hear that, you're like, what does that mean? Like, how important are you to yourself? Well, I've been soul searching recently, just trying to grow myself better and become a better person, a better dad. As Jack comes along, a better husband. There's a lot of stuff involved with just in this stage of life that we're going through, being a better business owner and all the things involved with that. And I know a lot of people look to other people for help, and I definitely think you should be doing that. But I think you should also look at yourself and say, what can I do to be better? Don't look at somebody else for answers. Look at what I can do to become a better person. And I think that's what we're going to get into just a little bit today. This probably won't be a very long show, honestly, maybe 20 minutes or so. But just some food for thought today as you're out on the mower or trimming some hedges or whatever you're doing, maybe edging with a string trimmer, trying to make those viral videos on Instagram Reels or anything like that. But that's just what I want to get into, is the power of you and how important we are and our mindset is to ourselves growing, and becoming better people. So we talk on the podcast before, we've talked self-education. Self-education is something that I think is very, very crucial. And I think it's crucial to most business owners. I think most successful business owners have some sort of self-education to help them get to the point of where they are today. A lot of people that I listen to, they didn't get a college education. A lot of people that I know didn't go to college. They didn't get a degree. They really just set out doing stuff for themselves, and they've taught themselves along the way. Now, does that mean they didn't use resources from others? No. And so this is what I want to make. I want to draw a fine line here between looking at others for advice and answers, or looking at others for answers and looking at others for advice. And so I was listening to a podcast just the other day, and we're going to talk about a few other podcasts that I've listened to and some points I've taken away and things like that. But I was listening to a podcast, the Ed Mylett Show, the other day. And if you don't listen to Ed Mylett, then you're missing out. You really need to. We're going to play a clip of his here in a little bit and get into it and kind of dive in and break it apart for a few minutes. But I was listening to this show, and or maybe it was Andy Frisella. So Andy Frisella, another good podcast you should listen to. But what he was asking was, I think he was doing an interview with Jocko Willink, and they were saying when your team member or anybody's out there and you're training them and they have a question, then your answer shouldn't be the answer to the question, even if you have the answer. Your answer should be, well, what do you think? And you should hear what they say, and then you can kind of help them and guide them along the way. So that's what I mean by getting answers from somebody. Like, we shouldn't just look for everybody for answers. We should look to people for advice and ways we can grow our brains ourselves and help get those answers. Use critical thinking skills to figure these things out. So by listening to your mentors or listening to a podcast or reading books, like, you shouldn't always try to get answers from people. You should try to get advice from people that can help you lead yourself to your own answer and to the answer that fits you and your business and your life. And I think that's something that this generation has gotten away from, and business owners especially. Like, they just think it's easy. They think they can just start up, they can get answers from somebody, read a few books, and they'll have everything figured out. And, like, that's not the case. And good mentors aren't just going to give you the answer. They're not going to tell you the easy thing. Like, do you remember in high school? Like, I remember when I was in high school. So our math teacher was great math teacher. We would ask a question, and a lot of the times he would never, ever give us the right answer. We would say, we have 2 + 2 = 4. Is 4 right? And he would say, well, what do you think? And, like, he would help us walk through the problem to see if 2 + 2 = 4. Now, yes, I know that's a very silly elementary level example, but what I want you to take away from that is, like, the math teacher didn't just tell us, yes, the answer is 4. The math teacher told us, well, here's the steps to get through here, and you come up with this answer, and do you think it's 4? And then I'll say, yes, I think it's 4. and then he'll grade it. And if the grade's 100, then I guess it's 4. Things like that. So, and it's kind of like checking your work. Did you check your work when you do your math problems? You have to put out a process there of why you think the answer is 4, or whatever the answer is, how you get X in algebra, things like that. So, silly illustrations there, but just something that I don't think you should just simply look for answers. You should take advice from people and look to come up with your own answer and your own plan. And you don't need to follow the plan of others. So we go from answers and advice to other people's plans. I'm getting a FaceTime there. My phone is connected to the board, but other people's plans and their futures and where they're at right now doesn't necessarily need to be yours. You can look at their plans and where they're at for a model, but you don't need to try to literally mimic everything after them. Look at them for advice on how they got to that point, but make your own journey, make your own vision, and try to get there yourselves. So it's a big side tangent off of self-education, but I think self-education is just what leads you to do all this stuff, is by reaching out and looking for these topics, looking for books, for podcasts, things like that, for mentors in the community, to self-educate yourself on things, and watch videos. So, like, I don't know, you can watch Caleb Allman's Hardscape Academy video, or Brian Fullerton with Brian's Lawn Maintenance, Entrepreneur Academy. Like, you can watch his How to Start a Business, a Lawn Care Business training program, and things like that. And they're going to give you advice on how to do things. But guess what? It's really not the final answer. And it's more the final answer for Allman and the Hardscape Academy, because, like, he's telling you this is how you build the wall. But even in that, there's different variations of that, and you can do your own thing. But, like, with the business program, How to Start Your Own Lawn Care Business, then guess what? It doesn't work the same for everybody. Everybody doesn't market the same way in their markets. Everybody doesn't buy the same truck and trailer setup. Some do trailerless. Everybody doesn't buy the same mowers. So, like, you have to look at others and build yourself and learn from others, but build your own opinion, build your own advice, build your own vision and where you want to be by self-education. So, well, that's a lot. The next thing I want to get into is, how are we going to feel fulfilled in life? How are we going to fulfill our purpose? What is your purpose? So we talk on the show all the time when we interview guests. A simple question: what is your why? What is your why? We've done a whole podcast on that, of the importance of why, to know your why. And you need to go back and listen to that one if you haven't yet, because I think listening to that is really going to help you in this one. Like, you have to know your why in business, in my opinion, to get up and go to work every day. You have to know your why. And so, how are we going to be fulfilled in business? Well, or in life. So, by self-education and becoming and self-help, and I don't really like the term self-help, but that's what you're doing, is you're helping yourself, you're helping your brain become stronger, become sharper, and become more adequate to handle situations that are going to get thrown at you in life, because it's not going to be a bunch of roses. There's going to be hard times, ups and downs in business and in life. So, how are we going to be fulfilled, though? Self-education, self-help, reading books, those are all good things. In my opinion, you will never be fulfilled without Christ. Like, we've talked about this. Y'all know I'm a believer. If you're not saved and you don't understand the power of salvation and what it means and how you're going to have eternal life, and you can have eternal life through Jesus coming and dying on the cross and accepting Him and believing that, if you don't have that, you can self-help, you can read all the books you want, you can listen to the podcast, you can do everything you ever want, buy every book, buy every program. You will never truly be totally fulfilled. It's that simple. You look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady did an interview years ago after his, 5th Super Bowl, or however many, I don't even know how many he's got now. But he said it just didn't do it for him. He just felt like he was searching for something else. There was something else out there that he needed. And dude was on top of the world. He's done the best he could do in football, possibly. Like, he literally can't do any better than that. He's won multiple Super Bowls. He's making millions of dollars. He's a starting quarterback on a huge franchise. Like, he's got endorsements out the butt of money that he can't keep up with. Like, the dude's got everything he wants in life that this life has to offer. But he wasn't fulfilled. You can have a $10 million business, or a $100 million business, or a $1 billion business, and have hundreds of million dollars in net worth. But if you don't have that, you're not going to be fulfilled. I'm sorry. It's that simple. You can be 99% fulfilled, but there's going to be something always missing out, and it's going to be Christ, and you're not saved. And if you're not saved, then that's what you're going to be missing out on. You're going to be missing out on what the Lord could do for you. So we're not going to get into all of that today. I don't want to shove that down your throats, but I am very open about it, and we're not going to not talk about it on the show. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me there and talk about. I'm always happy to help you any way I can when it comes to Christianity and salvation and believing in the Lord and growing and becoming better people and growing your faith and becoming a stronger Christian every single day. So that's where I want to say, like, your fulfillment is going to come out of that. You can get a lot of fun, fulfillment out of money and things like that here on earth, but when all that passes away, what are you going to be left with? Like, when Tom Brady dies, what's he going? Those rings aren't going with him. That money's not going with him. The houses aren't going with him. What is he going to be left with? He's going to be left empty, and so it's very, very tough. But fulfillment. So that's how you're going to be totally fulfilled. We've talked about self-education and fulfillment. Let's talk about money for a second. We need to educate ourselves on money, in my opinion. This needs to be something that your brain needs to understand money as a business owner like no one else does outside of business ownership. And I am working this every single day. I have so much to learn when it comes to money. It's not even funny. Like, I'm on the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of understanding how the stock market works, how mutual funds and all this stuff, ways you can invest, ways you can save on taxes, things like that. So I want to surround myself with people who do know about how money works, and I want to learn from them and get advice from them and try to come up with my own plan, okay? But first off, I don't want you to think that money is bad. Now, I'm a Christian, okay? And a lot of times people talk, well, money's bad. Money's bad. You don't want to be rich. You don't want to have a lot of money. That's not healthy. That's not true. The Bible doesn't say that. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, okay? You don't have to love money, but I can like money a lot. And by liking money a lot and generating money, you can do a lot of good things. And so it's all about what you do with it. And, like, you've never heard a poor person say they didn't want money. Like, money can help you a lot of ways, okay? It can help you a lot of ways, and you can do a lot of good with it. Now, can you do bad with it? Absolutely. But if you have the right mindset going in, then you can do a lot of good. And that's what I would love to do with ministries as we continue to grow the business and maybe the podcast one day. Like, I want to give back any way I can with our monetary sums of that come in, like money that comes in the door. I want to give away a lot. And somebody says, I heard this quote the other day, to the person that says you can never have enough money, then you've never given enough away, because, like, you don't know how that feels to be able to give away as much money as you want. And I don't know how that feels. I give away what I can give and what we're called to give in the Bible, but I could always give more, and I always want to give more. That's the thing. So I want to give willingly. And so money, that's kind of a weird thing. I don't want to get too far off into that realm of the world because, like I said, I'm not that educated in it. I'm working on it, and we're trying to become better at it. But I just think you need to be very well educated and know what you're talking about when it comes to money if you want to run a successful business long term. And so we're still young in business. We're in year 4. I should be further ahead than I am, but hey, we're working on it. We're going to try to change it, grow, and become better. So the power of you is kind of, like I said, this is going to be a short show. I want to run over this right here at the end. I got a clip that I want to play, and then I want to talk about a few points to wrap this thing up. But let's play the clip real quick. This is from the Ed Mylett show. Had an interview with, I forgot her name. I'll as soon as I play the interview, I'll tell you who the name of the woman that was on the show with him, who it was with. But this was a very, very powerful show. They talked about a lot of their past, but this quote right here really, really hit me hard. And I haven't even had a bad upbringing or a bad childhood, but I feel for everyone out there who has. And this quote right here is probably this could change your life, honestly. If you haven't listened to this, then tune in real quick and listen to this quote.
It's not the events of our lives that define us. It's the meaning we attach to the event. And if you can attach the right meaning to something, or a meaning that serves you, or change the meaning, you can change how you feel about it and ultimately change how your life works.
Let's listen to that one more time. I want to hear you. Stop and let that sink in. I've listened to this multiple times when I was listening to the podcast live. So listen to this one more time and let it sink in for just a second.
Is that it's not the events of our lives that define us. It's the meaning we attach to the event. And if you can attach the right meaning to something, or a meaning that serves you, or change the meaning, you can change how you feel about it and ultimately change how your life works. Is that not absolutely mind-blowing? And so Christina Pazitsky is who that interview was with. Full credit to Ed Mylett, that show. He'll never be kind after me. My show's way too small. But if he did,
there's credits to him. Go check the show out and all that. Great interview. She's a comedian, had a very terrible upbringing. They both did. They related on that. But having an event in life, it's not the event that changes your life. It's the meaning that you attach to the event. That's wild. I've never had really any profound events, bad events happen to me in my life. I have been blessed. I haven't lost any close family members up to this point. Still have all my parents. My grandparents are alive. My granddad died before I was born, but so I didn't really experience that. But it's something that I feel like I hope somebody out there can relate with today when you're listening to the show and you hear that quote and just let it sink in. Like if you've had a bad event in life, it's not about the event. It's about the meaning in the way you look at the event and how you can change your life. So on the last Marriage Monday show, we talked about, me and Savannah got into the thing of literally, this is like so simple, but it's so profound to me. Like you can be anything you want to be. Anything you want to be, you can be it. With the right education and the right help and guidance along the way, you can be it. If you want to be an athlete, you can turn yourself into an athlete if you want to be. Now, there are some God-given things you can't change. Athleticism, yeah, I mean, I'm never going to be able to jump 20 feet off the ground. I don't think anybody can do that, actually, so that's not a good example. But I can't jump up and touch the top of a backboard like some people can, okay? That's more realistic. Some people can jump up and touch the top of the backboard. I will never be able to do that. Could I train myself how to dunk? Probably. Then, yeah, I probably could. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is, you can literally be anything you want to be. And you can take those bad events, those negative events, and through your brain power, the way you look at your brain, the way you evaluate yourself, the positivity that you bring out in yourself and into life and the people around you, you can make that event turn into something very, very positive for you down the road. And that's what she was talking about, and they were talking about was their events from their childhood, the way their parents raised them. Those could be very, very negative things that can have bad impacts on their life. But then they ended up being some of the best things that ever happened to them because they learned from it and took it and turned it into something positive. And that's what I do now. Like that's the way I've transformed my brain to think, and it's an everyday process. I'm not saying I've made it, but literally anything negative in life now, I just look at the positives. Like I don't look at the negatives anymore. I just see how we can make it positive and how we can get through it and get through the other side and it be a positive outcome in it. And it's changed the way that my brain thinks totally different now. And that's a lot in credit to do with a book that we're going to talk about here in a second. But by my learning and developing my brain to think that way, it has helped me push and become a better entrepreneur and a better person. And I plan to grow even more and more over the years to come. So I think self-education, finding fulfillment, figuring out money, all those things are very, very important. This right here is crazy, though. This is crazy important. Like, you look at the way events that happen in your life and you make them what you want them to be. You choose the outcome of those events and how they end up working out for you. So I want to go over a list of books here. You've probably all heard of these books. I know you all have, but I don't think they can be talked about enough of how important they are. And the first one is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've talked about that book multiple times here on the show recently. Like, that book has transformed the way I look at life now. Honestly, it's transformed the way I look out on. It's my outlook on life. It's changed. I highly, highly suggest you reading that book, or at least listening to it on Audible. While you're out on the mower, listen to it a couple times to get it into you. I listened to it just about twice all the way through to really let it sink in, and I plan to listen to it at least every year from here on out because, man, it's just so good. It's so, so good. Next book, Think and Grow Rich. I'm in the middle of that now. That's one of those that changes the way you think about life, changes the way you think about money. Atomic Habits, that's one I plan on going through here soon. That's one I've heard about that's very good. I know people personally that are reading it, and I want to get into that and read that probably here at the end of this year. And the last one is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So, so good. I've read that book. Transforms the way you look at money, the way you look at life. It can really transform your financials if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, implement the things he says there. So I don't want to take too much longer here on the show today. I just wanted to talk about the power of you and the power of positivity that you make in your life and the way that you can create your brain to think and produce and become a better person, a better friend, a better family. And I think you need to do it with community and good friends around you. We talked about that on Monday's show. We need to be around good people. We need to grow and use other people out there to help us grow. Because if we don't do that, then we're just going to recede. If you're around bad people, then everybody knows you turn out to be who your closest friends are. Like, the closest people you hang out with, that's who you're going to end up being like. So surround yourself with good people. And then also like on social media, man, this is a good one. Like as we wrap this up, this is really going to be the last point, is on social media, as you're out there on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Snapchat or whatever you're on nowadays, Be Real or whatever, then look who you follow. Like follow people who put out positive content, not people that are just griping and complaining because it's raining or taxes are high or gas prices are high. Don't listen to that stuff. Like do not fill your head with that. If you fill your head with that, then it's going to get you worrying over such trivial things. You're not going to be able to look at the bigger picture. You're not going to be able to look at the ways to generate more income for yourself that gas prices never matter to you again. Like, don't worry about that type of stuff. Don't worry about those petty things. You need to follow people on Instagram, on social media that are building into you. They're helping you grow. They're feeding you good, knowledgeable food for you to grow and food for thought. So as you out there and you're scrolling, follow people that add value to your life, not take away from it. So last thing I said, that was going to be the last point. This is a little plug. No sponsorship at all. Like probably never will happen. I don't know. I might reach out to them and see if we can get something hooked up. But a new product that I've just come across recently, and let me know if y'all have one of these or if you know about it. Remarkable. So what it is a digital piece of paper. Like it is mind-blowing to me. So cool. If you have any more questions about it, shoot me a DM and let me know. I might do like an Instagram live on it, talking about how I use it and things. But like, I think this really could transform my business in a couple months. Like when it comes to scheduling, there's a way on here you can make your schedule and a planner for the day. And when I say it's a digital piece of paper, it's like a Kindle. There's no light in it. It's not backlit. It's easy to look at. It doesn't hurt your eyes at all. You draw on it. You write on it like it's a piece of paper, but you can save it all. You can convert it to text. You can put it in emails. You can send it in PDFs, JPEGs, SVGs, things like that, all different files. Absolutely crazy. You can create notebooks. You can share with other people. So it's really cool. Like just my podcast notes, I can write in here. I can sit in here and write things as I'm thinking about them, and I don't have to worry about typing or missing or typo. I'm literally just writing on it. You turn the pen over, you touch it, and it erases your whatever you just wrote. So it's very, very cool. Remarkable is the name of that. Go check those out. I think he can help you in business. Maybe if you're somebody who's like, you still like pen and paper, writing your schedules out, this might be a way to make yourself a little bit more efficient. Get yourself on a schedule like this. Get it on a piece of paper like this where it can save it, and you don't literally have to write it out every single week, but you can just flip back from page to page. You can make edits to it. You can cross it out. You can put your check marks through it, all of that, but you can also share it with your team and not have just one notebook, nasty coffee stain piece of paper. So this is very, very cool. Under $500, very affordable. I would say go get one as soon as you could if you have the means to, because I am loving it, and I think it's going to help me also with my just like food for thought, things that you think about during the day. You can, if you got in the truck with you, can write them down as you're sitting at home at night. I plan on like doodling on this thing, writing down thoughts on here, topics for the podcast, all things like that on where we want to go and be in the future. Just so we can help more people. And thank you again to everyone who's tuning in. It's an honor to be able to come out and bring this content to you. We don't ever want to stop. I have no plans on stopping anytime soon. We are looking forward to seeing everybody at Equip Expo. That is, what is this? This is August, so September, October. About 2 months away. We're actually less than 2 months away, I think. So, or 2 months as of, less than 2 months away. So, going to be here before you know it. Look forward to seeing everybody there. Hopefully we get a good few podcasts in, but just really looking to network and grow, maybe meet with some companies and just build some relationships with them as well. Maybe do some partnerships on the podcast, bring some more products to you so we can help you in your business every single day. What do you want to see? What do you want to hear about? Things like that. Reach out, let me know. If you ever have any podcast topics to talk about, let me know. I love hearing from y'all. I want to hear what y'all want to hear so we can help bring that to you, because I want to be the show that relates with our listeners. And if you have a request for something, then I want to know how we can help you. And if I don't know how, I want to find somebody who can help you. So, again, thanks for tuning in. I think that's going to really do it for this episode. We're going to keep you updated. Hopefully, Baby Jack will be here soon. We're going to keep the schedule coming as good as we can, hopefully 3 days a week. If we miss one, don't kill us. We'll be back. We're not going anywhere. So just thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to catching up with everybody here on the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.